You know we're live, right?
Oh snap! We're live.
Well, yeah, it's 12:17.
Oh
That's
snap!
why I was looking at you going, we're going to have to go live. We're going to have to go live.
It says 12:15 on mine.
I know what time
We're
it
on
is.
time.
I know. Mine's 2 minutes fast so that we
Yeah.
won't be late.
Yeah.
That's weird. We didn't set it that way. I didn't do that.
Didn't do that on purpose.
I did not. No, I didn't do it at all. I had
Yeah.
nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
The weird thing is it claims it's already recorded 2 minutes and 47 seconds. How is that possible?
Okay, I don't get that. I don't know. Maybe I don't. The brain befuddles.
Yeah.
You know
I mentioned tintinnabulation.
what? What?
It's a real word, folks.
Tintinnabulation.
Tintinnabulation. It's the sound of the
Tintinnabulation.
bells.
Really?
Yes, yes.
Sound of bells.
Edgar Allan Poe created the
What's the sound of silence? Just
word. A song
I don't. I was
The
I was gonna make up a
sound
word.
of silence. So I bet there's a word for a deepening silence. I'm sure.
Right.
I know the Germans have a word because the Germans have a word for everything. I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
Makes me feel a little sung Freud. I think it's sung Freud.
Little Freudian.
No.
Not Freud.
It's another German word. It has nothing to do with
Different one?
Freud.
Okay.
Freud really isn't a. It's just a word that happens
Yeah.
to sound a little Freudy. It's not really though.
Oh, okay. Little Freudy. Little Friday. Friday?
No.
No, not Friday.
Little music.
Little music.
The point
Little
is,
noise.
well, we get bad about defining where music comes from.
Right.
You know, we get bad with Little Shark's a bad thing, or Bingo, or we're so proud of our ability to write a song or a tune, or like that we think it's not something that's universal in who we are as humans.
Mm.
Everybody's got a song in them. Everybody's got a story.
I think there's a great deal of respect in the phrase. I like it, but it's not for me. Do you think so?
I think you spend a lot of time in judgment of everybody else.
Well,
and
no.
I don't know. I can buy into that
You
statement.
can't buy into it.
That it's a weird way of saying not good enough.
Okay.
Is how it sounds to me.
How do you say that you
I don't know.
like something then? You just say that you don't like it?
And I wouldn't be offended by you, right? It's not, you know, and I don't know. It's just not for me. And I do say that. I'm not,
Right.
but I know that I'm putting myself a bit up on a
What is the
pedestal in
right
judgment.
way? What is the right way to tell someone you dislike something? Because I've always struggled with how do I tell someone I don't like something.
You
'Cause
just gotta be
usually-
honest.
Usually I do.
No, you just got to be honest.
But okay.
I think the problem is we all dance around. Well, I would love to be honest in this world, but I'm not.
Mm,
And no one wants to go. Oh, so I lie all the time? Yes, you do.
right.
Yes, you do. You lie all the time, damn it. And listen to the music outside of you.
Mm,
Hear the perspectives that aren't yours.
yeah.
That we were in a discussion about producers and music.
Mhm.
I get really bent up when I get to hip hop. It's like when I think about when I think about the globe in the world,
Mhm.
I started off with I don't love myself. And dealing with that whole, it stuck in my craw the idea you were gonna pick where sentient began and when living things ended and how they were. Okay, I'm praying for this group, not that group,
Right.
and so I had to throw that out.
Right.
And then eventually the whole universe. I'm like, I think the most valuable aspect is bringing together people who think about music and having the discussion
Mm.
more than defining who is saying what. That
Mm.
part of my value in the room is nope, I'm not a producer or an artist, bud.
Right. Right, I got you.
That means I have ears that haven't decided they're judging everything yet.
Well,
That's how it feels.
I've
It feels
also-
like everybody
I've
else
also
sits in
thought-
judgment and I'm
I've
like,
also
no,
thought
I'm open.
There's some value to just being a person who likes music, which is a human, because everybody likes music. Come on now, you got some kind of music that you mess with. I don't.
Isn't that really who we want on our music page?
Yeah.
Everybody loves music.
Yeah.
And in Discord, we want a bunch of musicians that are enjoying playing with music, right?
Right.
That's it. That's the whole thing.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
That's the idea. The idea isn't how do we put these guys to work.
Mm.
It's how do we build a community where these people enjoy working with each other.
Mhm.
It's how do we become matchmakers.
I have a hard time with the people aspect of that. I'm
Because you're overthinking it.
well, yeah.
It literally is a
That's why I'm overthinking it.
no. I know. Stop. Every day when you get up,
Mhm.
get on the Discord,
Mhm.
write something you believe in, something you've been like. Discuss your. Not give them music.
Mhm.
Give them a synopsis of wow, this is my current existence in music. How's everybody else doing?
How do I do that? Give them a
What'd you do
synopsis of-
yesterday?
Okay, what I did yesterday.
I worked with Caesar and I worked with Zach.
Mhm.
And we did 2 amazing shows. One, we really got to know, Zach's music and got to play it.
Right.
Here's a link, and we did Caesar in studio to discuss 10 questions who we're looking forward to doing more music with. I hope you guys grab these episodes. I think they're going to be major movers and shakers here in the Discord. That the goal is to build a community. You just keep talking about what you're trying to do in a way that's meaningful.
Yeah.
Not trying to the problem is we get in our head out. What do I say to people?
Mhm.
Well, okay, tear down all the walls and say what you're thinking. That's it.
Mhm.
Quit putting on a show. You're there. You're creating it because you're excited about it. Share that.
Mhm.
This kills that. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That the problem is you get into that, oh, what do I say? I don't know what this. And that's a loop. That's not thinking. It's a grind, isn't it?
Yeah.
The grind is meaningless. Overthinking isn't.
Thinking.
Not to say I'm any good at that.
Right.
People always like, Matt's got all the answers. Yeah, sure. I got more questions than answers. The only thing that gets me through is the questions. It's not the answers. I don't have answers. I just look at it and let myself rest in it instead of trying to go.
I'm getting better at that. I'm trying to be a little bit more like present with each person that I talk to.
Allow yourself in this moment you're fighting with. The problem is you're having trouble being present when there isn't somebody else that you feel you're responsible for being present with. Being present isn't just about being in a room with another person.
Mhm.
One of my favorite meditations, and I'm not good at it. I did it yesterday. It felt so good. Or the day before yesterday. You sit down. My Facebook feed has a very particular feel to it.
Okay.
For those of you that think Facebook is toxic, come read my feed and walk away toxic. Can't do it. That's not what's on my feed.
Mhm.
There's actually very little of the feed that is personal.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong, all my family connections are there. But, did I do something wrong? I see
No,
you
you're
looking
good.
over there.
I'm looking over the line. That's fine.
That the feed is primarily, so I've got a number of groups that are art groups.
Mhm.
So I see both modern and classical art of a variety of different kinds.
I would say I would like the idea of some artists like some
All you have
sharing
to do,
their art.
do you know
in
all
the
you have to
Discord.
do?
Yes, I know, but I don't want to be responsible for that piece because I'm already dealing with the music piece. That's why
what are you talking about responsible for?
I'm saying
We're talking about you taking time to spend time on your feed like you matter. It has nothing to do with time and responsibility.
okay.
We're talking about the idea of turning it into something that's actually enjoyable versus your reaction that you just had. That's the whole point.
The reaction is
You were
feel
making
like
it another job.
responsibility, yes.
And that's okay. Then you're not listening to what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's kind of the whole point of why my feed is the way it is.
Mhm.
So that what you do is you go through and you're present with it, and when things resonate, you comment.
Mhm.
So that what you do is get to enjoy.
Mhm.
That you're present in the moment and not doing the what should I say, what should I say, what should I say. You're not doing, I wish there were more of this on my feed. Do you know how you do that?
No, I know how
You
you do that.
enjoy
You react to it. You give it love. You do what you
Well, no,
you give it some
you follow,
energy.
no, you follow stuff you actually like. It's actually easier than that. Use the button. My feed has changed because what I've done is followed things that are meaningful to me instead of.
Mhm.
I don't do brands. I do people.
Mhm.
I'm not selective or judgmental.
You just said you don't do brands.
If a brand reached out to me, I'd accept them.
Okay.
I don't go reaching out to brands.
Oh, okay.
I accept other. Hey, I'll look and see what pages people are suggesting to me sometimes. But in general,
Right.
my goal is to create a feed based around positive things that feed me.
Right.
That don't make me. If they made me, I wouldn't. Yeah,
They
that would kill me.
your feed feeds you.
Well, but it should. That's how you should be using it. It's
Yeah.
a tool. It shouldn't be a thing that when you look at it, it makes you go, You shouldn't act like Tweak. You should act like Butters. Always Butters. Never Tweak.
Never Tweak.
Don't forget Pip. Okay, yeah, you're right. I love that there's 3 different Butters. There's meth Butters, English Butters, and Butters.
And Butters, yeah.
But hear the music in it. This is a symphony we're living. And sometimes the horns bust in.
Mm.
But you can't fold when they're looking for your solo. You can't think about it. You just got to let it come out. Because it's there.
Right.
Share you instead of taking on another responsibility. Go to the Discord and enjoy what you're... Okay, I'll post every day to just... It's just an update. You're hoping you're going to get other people to do similar things so that the community becomes, oh, wow, he's working on this, I was working on that. They start to coalesce into a talk about if you were working on beats or songs so people know you do both.
Okay.
That's all. And I assume people who think of themselves more as producers will drop more beats than people who think of themselves as artists. But I don't care who submits.
Mm-hmm.
Do I label you an artist? You have more songs than beats, bud. Sorry, you're not a producer, you're an artist.
I do both.
Okay.
The
Everybody does
both. The only
Producer
reason
is a bullshit title. They're musicians.
Okay. I got you.
But do you follow me? That it's like one of
Yes.
those, hey, I wrote off that you did an entire symphony over there.
It's not. It doesn't feel like a write-off to me.
So
to
who
define
gets,
what
who gets,
I do.
So who gets the name on the album? Who gets the
It's
front row
not.
seat?
It's not about that.
But-
It's more so. It's also about if you're interested in what this person does and the stuff that they make, you can know what they do, what all they do. So if this person maybe does art and stuff like that, if this person does other things, it's not just about
So
music.
those are having conversations.
Okay. Okay. All right.
That you can make it so they can have labels, but you got to have a spot where they can make their own, and you got to have a million different labels,
Yes.
and they can use them all.
Right.
It's meaningless
Right.
in the
I
end.
got you.
That it's like, which way is the best way to define a rose? The smell, the color, the height, the thorn, the leaves. Which is it? A rose still? And which one of these people stops being one of those things? In my mind, the concept that they're calling a producer is a creator. These are all creators. Did you produce something? Yes, I produced something. You all produce something. You all bring the ideas about the sound. I know it's. We have to start seeing more of us as artists. Everybody in there is an artist. That artist title immediately made me go haywire. Who the fuck gets to decide that? Who in there that's creating music isn't an artist?
I don't know.
Well, I'm an artist. I write, I draw. I know what artist means. All of those people are artists.
Okay.
Does that make sense? They're all creating stuff. They're all bringing beautiful artwork from whichever direction they're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And all of them, I think, the more lines you put down, the more you try to put people in boxes, the more it never fucking works.
Right.
Over and over again, we got into that conversation. Who was it that brought that up yesterday? Very much as we were talking to Caesar, that the problem is everybody gets
bogged down
in the how do I fit into the right box.
Right. I'm feeling that right now.
Screw the boxes. Which box? Because you're fighting with boxes because you're putting yourself in them constantly. This is my box, that's my box, and then you go, but I want to be in that box. And that's the point of the labels.
I guess
get rid of all the boxes.
I enjoy doing the things that I want to do, and I enjoy knowing what it is that I do. What are the things that I do?
What do you do?
I enjoy knowing those things.
What do you do?
I produce, I make music, I produce for shows. I guess the word produce in general is a very vague word. I make beats. I don't know. I talk to people for a living.
I would make a main music one, and if you want, make 2 sub ones. One's called beats and one called lines.
You can make sub pages?
Yeah, I think so. I think you do pages inside pages. I think. If not, set them up separate.
Okay.
But because you can put chat channels.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah,
that's
you should add chat channels.
No, that's what I was thinking about with what do you call
You
it?
should do a beat chat and a lyric chat where it's open speaking and people can jump in there and be like, "Hey."
Okay.
Start a community, like, as opposed to it defines people. It's a place people can go. I wanted to have a discussion about this specific. Hey, I'm looking for that. Anybody want to meet up with me in beat chat? I was wanting to talk about beating it.
It's not. No.
And now we know why Discord goes toxic.
No.
A lot of DNA involved. But anyways, but you could have a similar thing for lines or rhymes.
Okay.
You know, rhyme chat. That's kind of cute. Beat chat and rhyme chat.
Beat chat and rhyme chat.
But the idea being, I input words when you guys are playing. I can't help but think about it. Heads work that way. Your producer may have a better word for the rhyme. Because he's an artist. And all that artist means, if I can give you a brief translation from the German, human, creative, open to the idea that things come out and they touch the world. Whether it's you beating it.
Okay. No, we're not gonna continue with this joke. Okay? It's not. No. It's no. No. You're not allowed.
The beating it
No.
chat.
No. Not no.
just beat chat. Just beat chat and clean up
It
chat.
can't be beat chat.
Beat-
Well, maybe.
It can't be beat chat. Doesn't
It could be beat chat.
beat chat rhyme chat.
Maybe.
Slime chat's where the real fun happens.
Slime chat. Fuck you
But
put in slime chat. You play Nickelodeon
You should go.
clips?
Okay, so you should go through and look at other Discords.
That's what I've been doing.
Have
That's
you-
where
have
I
you-
got.
have
That's
you
where I
gone to
got
my
the idea
phone?
for the roll thing.
You should go to
That's
my
where I
phone.
got that idea.
You know who we really should get involved in our Discord is Ubuda. Ubuda has played with the Discord, but he may have a guy that does that. I don't know exactly how that works.
Right.
We have friends that, okay, so the fun thing is we have friends that play in the realms we go into, but then we forget.
Yes, that's true.
The trick is there's a lot of space. There should be a spot for stories. There should be a spot for music. But we could.
Right.
The Discord can grow and should be representative of the whole studio eventually.
Right.
So if there's activity down here and activity here.
I've had the thought of like the Discord being a place where we create and share the things that we create. That's kind of along the lines of what I've thought about the Discord. And the Facebook is also it's similar, but it's a lot more obviously curated because it's
right.
our stuff. But
well, unless somebody dumps every single Spotify link one after another in there.
okay, yes.
Not that you could. I'm like, there's no way. I'm gonna have to go through and repost stuff so that it goes to the top. Like, I'm just gonna repost because it. Like, what happens? So what happens if you hit a page like that because of the way pages are set up? it makes it so.
It makes it so that everything.
Well, and
else
so
is
they
at
get
the
down to the
bottom.
fourth one and like, oh, this is all the same thing, and they go away.
Yeah.
That's the hard part. Is
Yeah.
that do they each have a picture, or is it just a link?
It's a link on my phone. On your
Oh, it's
phone,
just a link. That
on
is
your
so
phone-
worthless.
on your phone. You can play it. You can play like the.
Yeah, but
first
all it
little
is
bit
like
of
it's just
the episode.
a link.
Yeah.
Don't
know.
ever do that.
I know.
Remember when we talked about how it had to have pictures?
I know.
What
I
were you doing?
Well, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to
Well, I
share.
thought that we were in the middle of a conversation
I'm
where
trying
none
to-
of what that
I was
happened
trying
has
to
anything
figure
to do
out.
with our
I was
conversation.
trying to figure out what's the best way to share with people.
So we needed a page.
stuff.
We needed a picture you could click on. That was the conversation yesterday that we had, and we agreed. You said, "Yeah, I can do that.
A picture I can click on.
It's easy to do. It's how you do Facebook stuff." I said that, and then you said, "Okay." You didn't look at me and go, "Oh, I need help with that," or "Can you show
Well,
me?"
I need help with that. for
Well, but do
future
you understand? Now I've got
reference,
a
yes.
Facebook page covered in just
Yes,
links.
I
and
can fix
for the
that.
record, if I
I
ever
can
see a
fix
post
that.
that's just a link, I cringe. It is like the most awful thing you can, because it has no meaning. It's just a gobble of words that you're trying to get somebody to click on. Nobody's ever going to click on it.
Okay, I can fix that.
That's why. No, stop.
Yeah,
stop. We're talking about
I
it. Can
know.
you stop?
I know. I just
Can you stop?
I don't know.
Can we have the conversation and fix it as opposed to you doing this?
Okay.
I had a conversation where I thought I knew what was going to happen based on our agreement, correct?
Yes.
Can you see why I would be looking at it going, what?
I did that before we had that conversation.
No.
I did that before we
You
had
know,
that
you
conversation.
hit them all, every single last one.
I did that before we had that conversation. I'm telling you.
Okay, never. Because I know multiple times along the way when you've posted just links, I've said, don't do that. So don't do that anymore.
Okay.
Just links it's bad. It doesn't
got
look
you.
good. It's got no aesthetically pleasing value. It's not going to get anybody to click on it. It has no.
Okay.
I can't share just a link
I
to
don't know
somebody's
how
page.
to get people from here to there. I don't know.
I've explained multiple times.
Okay.
So anything you put up has to have a picture, and all you have to do is there's a way to put up a picture, and what it offers you is you add a link to it, and all they have to do is click on the picture. There we have those up.
Okay.
That's how we got people for 10 questions.
Okay.
That all you got to do is. Yeah, it's not hard. It's built in. It's
Okay,
basic
I got you.
functionality on any website.
I got you.
That any place you can put a picture, you can put a link on it. Never think of links as valuable as strictly links. They're not. Because the problem is people look at them and they're meaningless.
Right.
They don't know where it takes them. They don't want to do that. You don't want
Right.
to do that. You're not going to do that. You go to a website and there's just a link with no description, no nothing, no. Would you click it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
The trick is it's the pizza rule. Don't serve a pizza you wouldn't eat.
Mhm.
It's a simple rule. We ran a pizza shop years ago. And the most basic rule is don't ever. I don't care how bad you don't want to make the replacement pizza. You don't give a customer a pizza you wouldn't eat. Well, but I don't like those toppings. That's not what that means.
Right.
And just posting links to a page is a pizza you would never eat.
Okay.
So you put in the effort to make you had a goal.
Yeah.
But as we've talked about for months, that
Yes.
straight links will fuck you up because
Okay.
nobody wants them.
Okay.
It's like sending
I
people.
got the gist of it.
Okay, and I'm
I
still
just-
trying to talk about it. So if
I'm
you could add to
sorry.
the conversation instead of just trying to shut
I don't
me up.
have anything to add to the
You
conversation.
have lots to add to the conversation because that's not what happened. I'm trying to understand what the thought process was.
The thought
And you're
process
not
was
adding anything.
I wanted to share it, and I thought that was a good way to share it. I didn't
Based
know that it
on-
wasn't a good way to
Well,
share
but
it.
we've had okay, wait a minute.
Okay, well I didn't. I hadn't
We've
had
talked
those
about that a lot.
conversations in my head.
But we've
I didn't,
talked about that a lot.
Well, I didn't have those I wouldn't have shared it if I knew that it wasn't a good idea.
Well, but the idea.
If you think about it for a second,
wait,
I wouldn't have
no,
shared it
no
had
one,
I not
okay,
thought it was a good idea.
You're defending yourself like I'm judging you, and you're wasting our time.
You are judging me.
No, I'm not.
It feels that way.
I know you're judging you.
Okay,
Because you had
but
the
it
information.
really
and-
feels like you're judging
But
me.
that's because you had the information and chose to do it a way you did that you knew wouldn't be acceptable.
I'm
As
telling you.
often happen. No.
I'm telling you, I didn't remember any of those conversations. Okay, because had
So
I
you were
remembered those
pausing and
conversations,
thinking?
had I remembered those conversations, I wouldn't have posted the links and stuff.
Well, but the trick is, was there ever a pause, or were you just running in a direction? And it's the same thing like when we're trying to talk about something and you do this, where you try to shut me up. So you never get the complete sentence or the complete thought because you're not listening. You're looking for a place to defend yourself. That's not listening. You're not listening. That listening involves a conversation. You're trying to figure out how to defend yourself from something that you're beating yourself up from. Stop hitting yourself.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not angry. I'm trying to talk about the what and the why.
The why is
No.
because I didn't remember. Simple as that. I didn't remember. Currently I don't remember having those conversations. I really don't. I 100% don't remember having those conversations. I remember one conversation that you're talking about
That's all that matters.
I specifically that happened after we talked,
Well,
after I had
go
posted
back
those
to the
links.
last time you did it.
Go back to the last
Yeah,
time I
that's
did
when we
it.
had the last conversation. Note that none of the stuff I have up is just links, or I'll take it just down
Okay.
because it looks unprofessional.
Okay.
We have pictures to put with all of that.
Okay.
We have somebody that does graphic work for all of it constantly.
Okay.
Make sure that even if you just put Studio 586B labels, you have them everywhere. Gives you logos. Make sure you have the right branding.
I understand.
You know what, even if we had never had the discussion, I assume you could stop long enough to go, that's a pizza I wouldn't eat. And that's the problem. It doesn't require me to say anything. When you look at it, if that was on a page and there was one after another, you wouldn't touch them.
Yes, I understand.
And that's what matters. Because someday I'm going to be dead.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter whether or not I said it 500 times. If you can't pause long enough to invest yourself in how it works, you're not really helping. It's like trying to help somebody else. You have to talk to them. You're not slowing down enough to go, is this helping? You're trying to mark it off a list.
Yes.
You got to pause. You got to have that understanding, or it's not meaningful.
Yes.
You have to be present in it.
I'm finding now more than ever that I pause. More.
No, I
but
know. Yeah, no, I know. It's hard.
It's
No, I'm not.
easy.
You tend to think
No.
I'm beating you up,
No,
as opposed to I'm
underst-
trying to give you a
I
skill set.
understand that you're not. I want to get this thought out. It's.
Go ahead. No, I'm with
I'm
you.
finding more that, like, sometimes I'll do something, and my attention will veer off,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll start to come back to, okay, we're not supposed to be working on that right now. Like,
Right.
come back to it. I
Did
don't
you
know.
sleep much last night?
Did I sleep much?
You were looking pretty driven at that computer this morning and last night when I saw you.
I mean,
Not really.
I don't remember when I went to sleep.
Because I don't. For the record, because yeah, no, I feel it. I'll
Well, no.
notice.
Well, no. I, generally speaking, I don't think I've gone to sleep past 12 in
That's
a
cool.
while. Like, I don't think I've done that in a while.
Smoking chef.
But no, I don't think it's related to sleep. I think I think I might be dealing with another problem that I might be dealing with another problem that I might need to ask a professional about. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong.
I don't know. You seem in a really good. You don't
I
seem
know,
like somebody
but-
that desperately needs a professional at the moment. I don't mind needing professionals.
know.
I'm gonna go see mine tomorrow.
My attention span is like, it's really getting to me how unable to pay attention to one thing for long enough to finish it I am. Like, it's really getting to me, and I don't know what it is.
Why don't you just set hours you're working on things and then walk away? Like, I have to set your focus instead of.
Well, I tried to. I said, hey, I was gonna sit down and work on uploads and stuff, and I got distracted. I got really distracted, and I missed. I probably only worked on uploads for about 30 to 40 minutes.
Well, so
out
when you
of 2
got
hours.
distracted, did you tell yourself, no, I have to come back to this?
Yes, I kept trying to tell myself, no, I have to come back
But
to
you
this.
let yourself not do it.
Well,
I'm just pointing
yes,
out
yes,
that there's only one person there. You let yourself
Yes.
not do it. You didn't define that moment. You have the power.
yes.
It is a power thing in your head. It's not a do it. Can I get another prescription?
Well, I don't know. It's
Another prescription. I'm telling you.
I don't know, man.
Look behind you and realize how productive you've been, and you beat yourself up. Realize how much this is in your head. Realize you're working on building the skill of focus. Okay, you're working on a skill. You don't have it all already? Oh, damn, sounds human to me. But you're willing to take it as the excuse and walk away and not make yourself do the thing. I'm the same way. I have trouble with it too. But the point is, it's you. It's not, your chemicals are fine. It's an easy, we learn there's an easy way out. If we can get another label, they'll just tell us, okay, that's why I can't do that. But I've seen you focus with no problem on things that when you want to be there.
Yeah.
It doesn't break up like that when it's something you want to do.
Right.
That tells you that it isn't something you need a medication for. It's something that you need to practice meditation and focus for. Meditation is non-distraction. That's all it is. Nothing harder than that. But everything is a meditation. That's how I use my feed. That's why my feed has to be the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise it's a beating yourself up and making yourself feel bad, which seems to be a cycle you're in.
Yes.
And even though as we grind the time down to closer and closer schedules, it's a harder and harder excuse to use. It looks like bullshit now. The more scheduled as it gets,
Mm-hmm.
the more you can't run with that excuse.
Mm-hmm.
This hour I needed to do this. Did you?
Right.
Now the fun part is you get ahead on uploads and stuff, or on whatever we're doing, or whatever that it frees up. So you've got till noon, free space every day. Well, till 11.
Yeah.
We scheduled it that way on purpose.
That was. I kept trying to tell myself that, and it was what made it easier to come back to it.
The next step. So now you have the schedule that shows, okay, this is where we're doing shows.
Okay.
Mark 8 to 10 off Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for writing or for music. Mark, you know what I mean? Put in an hour here. Leave an hour between them, just like we do, in case you run over or you get distracted.
Right.
Okay, when I come to this place on this day, at this time I work on this. Oh, that feels good.
Right.
I'm trying. I'm not there yet either.
Right, I got you.
That so often you end up in a defensive posture. As I'm going, no, wait. I do this same stuff. It's not about links. It's about a different piece or another piece or this or that or the other thing or the what or the why or the who. I got a million questions in my head pulling me that way, pulling me this way. And a million of them I can go, these are such a priority, the idea I'm thinking about anything else is crazy. And you'd think that'd be one thing in my life. It is not, as you well know.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's why I've had to get better at setting some of it down.
I guess
because all of it was crushing weight.
I'm not so good at that yet.
Well, I'm not so good at it either. Okay.
No, I'm
it's
just
practice.
saying yet.
It's
I'm
just
saying yet. I'm
don't,
only saying.
Instead of beating yourself up, because I'll see it as I try and have the conversation.
I'm not trying to beat myself up.
No,
I'm just saying
I meant where we were
how it is.
To get
I'm
here.
saying how it is.
Right.
I'm not that good at that yet.
That's beautiful.
That's it.
I think that's more powerful than, well, this is the... Okay, so think of where we were over here.
Yeah.
As we were trying to have this conversation. About music? Okay, anyways. And to get to here where, no, this is the real conversation I was trying to have. Or, no, I'm not... This is the part when... No, I'm not judging. I'm telling you, I'm on this river with you trying to figure it out. Mm-hmm. That the whole point of the scheduling on Monday that led to our beautiful conversations yesterday about a love of schedules. Please join us tomorrow for our love of schedules. First, we'll read the yellow pages, then we will. No, I'm just kidding. You know, we are going to talk to Brett on Friday. We're going to talk to King today. We got Jay Jules on Thursday. I mean, you're right. We're not doing anything. We're just not doing anything. I mean, at the end of the week, we're only going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
No, I knew
8.
I knew that this week would be we're doing some stuff. I just
it's slow. Next week we're going to schedule
I get
12.
lost into the weeds, you know. Really hard.
You forget how far you've come.
Yeah.
You forget how amazingly proud you should be of everything you've done. We purposely are constantly scheduling forward instead of taking pride in the back. But I love watching people fall over when I go, you know, we got about 150 episodes put together so far. They're like, huh? That's what?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have any focus, you're right. We got more stuff put together than just about anybody in the amount of time. Our content creation track is insane, and we're getting ready to add Twitch. We're getting, you know, and I'm talking to people about Labor Day. So we get lost in the weeds on the stupid shit.
Yeah.
We get into a discussion about what is the value of putting up, you know, links. I don't know, dude. We both get so attached. And maybe the doofus that we needed that's going to be the one that changes the world clicks on one of those links one day just because he happened to see it. Who knows?
Right.
For some reason that was supposed to happen.
Right.
But in general, pictures, it draws people in. It's just a promotional thing. It just draws them in. That I love where the music's going. I'm excited. I feel like every time I turn, it's like a tree growing and I'm watching the branches appear. You know? And there's the ideas don't stop flowing. They don't.
Right.
You know, I want to do a show called The After Service with clergy from every freaking group I can get.
There was a I can't remember which I think it was the Mughal Empire. There was a king who basically
The Mughal Empire?
Yeah.
You're watching way too much Harry Potter.
I'm not.
So the Muggles are coming after the guys with the wizards.
No. These are, I believe,
Really Muggle.
They're from the
The Mongols as opposed to the Muggles?
I believe.
Yes, Muggles are Hogwarts.
I don't.
Mongols are. I know.
The Mughal Empire is a real thing, okay?
No, it's the Mongol.
I don't know if it's spelled exactly.
Do you mean the Mongolian Empire?
It's Mughal. It's an actual thing. It's an actual. I'm not bullshit.
You know why we don't. You know why we don't know as much about them?
Why?
No magic.
Well, anyways, I learned about them in New York, and one of their kings used to have these summits with different leaders. That was like.
Would he talk to the people that were wizards and stuff, or just other Muggles?
He would talk to like Christians. He would talk to Hindus. He would get different like
I actually do
perspectives
know. I
together.
don't, yes, I'm aware of who and it's not Mongol, by the way. I'm just being an ass. Yes, I'm aware. Because you're talking about what was the peak of Muslim creativity, the peak of Islam, the point prior to the amazing. It's sad that we don't know more of that history because we're talking about amazing philosophers. It's Alexandria, but the Islamic version.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's Solomon.
Mm-hmm.
That God, the kids of Abraham are a pain in my ass. But I wish they could get along. I love that. Those are places I want to see. They've blown up large portions of our shared history, everywhere in the world.
They do that. Humans tend to do that to each other. We tend to blow
we need to break that. That sounds like in the world of focus, we could focus.
Yeah.
Good news is there's going to be a third world war. Bad news is it's going to be in our lifetime.
Probably.
It looks likely lately.
Yep.
You know that Russia's threatening more.
I mean, a third world war could
more music. What we need is livestock.
We need livestock.
What we need is music to connect us.
Yeah.
That what we need is, it ends up, I don't care which imaginary line you're standing on the other side of, you got music in you.
Mhm.
You got stories. That's why I'm here.
Right.
The reason the music moves me so much is, no man, it's the stories. You know what? Whether it's Zach and the way he paints a space,
Yeah.
complete and totally around you, and sings. I'm talking about it's not, and that's my issue with the producer label. That's not just production. Dude, he creates a beautiful, don't get me wrong, it's Dark Side of the Moon.
Mhm.
But with the ability to push the buttons instead of having to make it all.
Mhm.
And so you can end up with samples, and he's got such a throwback with the scratches, and he
Right.
stutters a little bit and hits the words in a way that just hits you just right, like, oh damn, here comes the crew again. And then you'll get everybody tells their story different.
Everybody's got a little bit of themselves in what they create.
Well, and God, I remember Live Aid. Live Aid was the country wanting to help Africa. I mean, the globe wanting to help Africa. Africa was going through a horrible famine.
Right.
And there were a couple songs, and then everybody got behind it. And the artist just said, yeah, I'll do it.
Right.
I'm here. Shoot, Phil Collins, I think, played Australia, US, and UK. Or maybe it was just...
Wait, what?
Yeah, well, it was...
They did it all over the world, right?
So you could do it 24 hours a day.
Right.
For 3 days.
That's cool.
Because, and you've experienced this, ladies and gentlemen, as we're coming up on Labor Day, getting ready to do another 24-hour show, what we're doing is practicing how we're going to run livestock.
True.
3 days of free-range peace and love.
Yeah.
Screw the lines. The whole point is screw the lines. For a minute at least.
Right.
You know, I need my buddies from Tears for Fears up there, and they will. They still sound great. Oh my God. People are people, so why should it be? You and I should get up. Man, could I go a lower register? That is definitely not where they sing it.
People are.
But they're also who wrote Mad World.
Mad World.
That's a
That
Tears
one?
for Fears song.
Really?
Well, yeah, the one we all know, the J Jules? Who sings it? It's not J Jules. It's somebody Jules.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
That's funny. We got
Yeah.
J Jules on the show tomorrow. Not that guy. Wish that'd be tight, because I love that. I didn't post it, but there was a discussion of that song on Reddit the other day.
Oh, really?
About which was the best version, and I did not pause long enough to post the Cleveland Brown version because nobody had mentioned it.
Nobody mentioned it.
So I'll
That's
tell
the
you,
best version.
I need to go find the Cleveland Brown version and probably post it to our music.
What is that? What is that song that Stewie sings? Jesus, it was so good. It was so
Anyways,
good. I'm sorry. I was
the
thinking
purpose
about
of the
songs.
music is music.
Yeah.
It unites people. It's the stories in a fluid way that we can drink.
Yeah.
That stories can sometimes be a little crunchy if it's just words, partially
Right.
because it also means people get stuck on which language.
Mm.
Music can be moving beyond that. I mean, I just want that experience of, I don't care, it's happening.
Right.
I get that experience a lot. That's a lot of what's going on here.
Yeah.
Where you look around and you go, oh wow, okay. Really? We're good. Okay.
Good to go.
I'm telling you, I don't share that far out with the thoughts on how this works.
Mhm.
There are thoughts that go way, brrr, but I'm not attached to them.
Right.
They're maybes, they're whatevers, they're not fantasizing. But then something will happen where you go, I didn't know how I was getting to that step, but here I stand.
Here I stand.
No, literally though, that I get it. Focus is hard.
Yeah.
The trick to focus is creating space where you're unfocused too. So you meditate on nothing. You learn how to empty your head so that you can put in the thing you want. And so
Right.
that you know how to move the other things out of the way. You know, so it's literally just a strengthening of a muscle.
Mm-hmm.
For me personally, I don't think medication is the way to strengthen that muscle. I think we're screwing kids up and adults. That
Right.
in the world of ADD and that, Oh wow, you mean you have a mind that can take in more faster, but you're having trouble processing it? Let's work on how you process it instead of trying to limit how much you see.
Right.
I don't want to cut off your superpowers, dude.
Right.
I don't want to make it so you see less. Oh, I'm more focused. Well, yeah, but your ideas are gone. No, I don't mean, but in the sense of that's what that feels like to me.
Right.
You know, it feels like I believe in you. When it comes to music, you are welcome to the heart of the station. You know, it defines our sound. And there's a reason why the majority of what we do is hip hop.
I wanted to say I'm sorry if you ever feel like you're talking to a brick wall.
Why?
Cause some days it feels like I'm a brick wall or something. Like I'm just sitting here taking in
okay,
things.
so let's end the show and then we'll examine.
Okay.
We'll examine Ross's brick wall off the air.
Yeah.
You know what? The reality is we got lots going on. We're a little overwhelmed. You can see it. You can see highs like yesterday. Oh, wow. Okay, we got this.
Right.
Yesterday was long.
Yep.
So today you're feeling it.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean today's a bad day.
Nah.
Today's a great day. It's just whether or not you notice it. I hope
That's
everybody's day is great. Glad to have you. Glad you're here. Love you all. 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 And fade.
And good night.
On today's news.
On today's news.
Deet, 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 deet.
Deet, 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 deet.